They say maps tell the truth. But what if some maps told beautiful lies? For hundreds of years, medieval explorers searched for empires that were never real, kingdoms drawn by imagination, faith, and fear. Entire nations appeared on maps, complete with rulers, castles, and borders, yet they never existed. This is the story of those phantom kingdoms, of the empire that never was. An empire made not of stone and steel, but of stories, dreams, and ink. In the medieval world, maps weren't just about geography. They were about belief. To a 13th century traveler, the world was mostly unknown. Beyond the mountains lay monsters. Beyond the seas, mystery. And where truth ended, imagination began. Cartographers filled the blank spaces on their charts with wonders. Sea serpents, golden cities, and divine kingdoms. The unknown was just too terrifying to leave empty. So they filled it with hope. Hope for discovery, hope for salvation, hope for an empire that might one day appear, shimmering just beyond the horizon. It all started with a letter, supposedly written by a man who never existed. In the year 1165, a mysterious message arrived in Europe, signed by Prester John, a Christian emperor ruling a vast hidden kingdom in the east. He claimed his realm overflowed with gold and jewels, a paradise guarded by rivers of honey and milk. He promised to unite with Europe's kings and crush the enemies of Christendom. Desperate and losing the Crusades, Europe believed him. Popes sent letters, kings sent emissaries. For centuries, explorers searched for his empire, first in India, then Central Asia, and later in Africa. Mapmakers drew the kingdom of Prester John again and again, moving it every few decades, each time making it more mysterious. But they never found it, because it never existed. And yet, that phantom empire pushed explorers deeper and deeper into the unknown, helping to shape the age of discovery itself. Off the coast of Ireland, sailors whispered of an island, one that shimmered like a dream through the fog. They called it Hy-Brasil. It was said to appear once every 7 years, then vanish again beneath the mist. Some claimed it was a land of eternal youth. Others said it was home to an ancient race of gods. Medieval maps showed it clearly, a perfect circle floating just west of Ireland. Explorers chased it for centuries. Even famous sailors like John Cabot set sail with the explicit goal of finding it. But when they reached the spot where it should have been, there was only ocean. Maybe it was a mirage, an atmospheric trick of the light. Or maybe it was something deeper, a vision of paradise that humanity keeps chasing, always just beyond our reach. Africa was drawn on European maps long before it was truly explored, and much of what was drawn was pure fantasy. The mysterious mountains of the moon were believed to be the source that fed the Nile River. Mapmakers placed shining lakes, golden cities, and powerful kingdoms that never were. You'd find names like Benin of Gold, Zanzibar, and even the Empire of Prester John, which was relocated to Africa centuries after the original myth began. Explorers and missionaries risked everything to find these places, and though they failed to find the myths, their journeys uncovered the real geography of Africa. It's one of history's greatest ironies. The fake maps led to real discoveries. In Asia, ancient legends turned directly into cartography. Myths spoke of Gog and Magog, two barbaric tribes imprisoned behind a great wall built by Alexander the Great. For centuries, map makers drew them as vast, monstrous empires living beyond the known world. And then there was Cathay, the mythical land that Marco Polo described in his travels. To Europe, Cathay became a dream, a shimmering empire of silk and wisdom, which blurred with the real China, but was never quite the same. These myths were painted onto maps, half truth, half dream, until they became a part of history itself. By the 15th century, the world was changing fast. Explorers no longer sailed just for kings. They sailed for maps. Christopher Columbus himself studied charts marked with phantom islands. Hy-Brasil, Antillia, and the kingdom of Prester John. He genuinely believed he would find them on his voyage. And though he found the Americas instead, it was those beautiful lies on paper that pushed him across the ocean. The dream of the non-existent built the world of the real. You might think these phantom kingdoms are just relics of a forgotten past, but even today, they exist. In 2012, scientists discovered a phantom island in the South Pacific. It was clearly visible on Google Maps and other digital charts, but it was missing in reality. When researchers sailed to its coordinates, they found nothing but deep blue sea. In our modern age, phantom empires exist not on parchment, but in data. Fake borders, vanished towns, and false information, all drawn by human error or belief. The ghosts of the old maps still haunt us. So why did people believe in the empire that never existed? Because we needed to. Every single phantom kingdom was a reflection of human hope. Our deep desire to believe there is something more, something wonderful, just beyond the horizon. The legend of Prester John gave a struggling Europe faith. The myth of Hy-Brasil gave sailors courage to face the unknown sea. The phantom kingdoms of Africa and Asia gave explorers a purpose, a reason to push forward. And maybe that's the real truth behind the lie. Sometimes, the map doesn't need to be real to take you somewhere extraordinary. The empire that never existed was never made of land. It was made of imagination. And as long as humans dream of new worlds, somewhere on the edge of every map, a new phantom kingdom will always be waiting to be drawn. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the footnotes of history. We'll see you in the next one.